My purpose of waking up every day is to meet new challenges and to be able to solve things both in my practice as a doctor and also to face the various challenges that arise in HAMSA, and with our ambition of expanding and growing more. I keep looking at opportunities that come up along the way. So I think I wake up every day and say that what is the challenge today, what is the opportunity open today, and that is how I try to balance. After I returned from the UK, I realized that patients who had spine injury, brain injury, stroke, after I operated, they didn't have a place to go. So that's when I started doing research to see why is there, lack of rehabilitation centers, and I found that there was a huge lacuna in our healthcare system in India. And that's when I realized that, somebody has to start this, and I did my research. I traveled around Asia and I tried to find out, how a Western rehabilitation center setup can be replicated with the Indian situation in mind, with the healthcare system in mind. And that is how I created and I came up with the idea of starting a rehab center, and it's now 5 years since we started the center. There are many challenges that we have faced in HAMSA. The first thing is creating awareness among the public and the doctors, the healthcare community, about rehabilitation, because rehabilitation is not well established. The second biggest challenge is finding the right personnel, that is the paramedical staff, the physiotherapists, occupational therapists, speech therapists. Not many people have worked in a setup where there is rehabilitation. So finding a right team was a very big challenge. So when I moved to Chennai, I was working at Kauvery Hospital, and I approached them to say that I have this idea of a rehabilitation center. And they were very open to this idea, and then we explored this option. And I started this center 2019, and within a few months, Kauvery Hospital joined this initiative, and that's how HAMSA started.
Dr. Bala came from UK with a lot of ideas and experiences from in this particular field. At that point of time, very few clinicians were exposed to this field in India, and he was very passionate about rehabilitation. And also, since Kauvery also was thinking about exploring rehabilitation, we found a very synergistic partnership with Dr. Bala. So that resulted in starting of HAMSA 5 years back.
After our experience in Chennai for 3 years, we wanted to expand to the second and third tier cities in Tamil Nadu. And our first place we thought was Trichy because of the presence of Kauvery Hospital. So we identified a place, and we realized that there was a lot of patients with spinal cord injury, brain injury and stroke in and around Trichy because of the geography. And there was no rehabilitation centers at all, and there was no awareness about rehabilitation, both in the healthcare system and among the public. So we thought that was the right place to start. And so that is how we started off Trichy Center, and we've been very successful in Trichy, and we have 40 beds there.
The last decade, we started seeing a lot of need for rehabilitation. Since rehabilitation has been neglected over a period of time by Indian healthcare leaders, we found out that very few centers offered a good rehabilitation for patients like stroke or traumatic brain injury or spine injury. So when we found out that our patients were not able to go out and getting rehabilitated, we realized that there is a huge need for rehabilitation in India and specifically in Chennai.
After we started in Trichy, we were ready to expand, and there was a great opportunity that arose in Vellore with a very like-minded person, Mr. Varghese Mathai, who was also in the process of setting up a rehabilitation center. So it was a great opportunity for us because two like-minded people, we got together and we set up a fantastic center, and we have 40 beds in Vellore, and the journey started from there. We've had more than 400 to 450 patients who have been inpatients have been discharged from HAMSA. And we've had more than 5,000 to 6,000 outpatients who have visited HAMSA. So we've had a huge experience now, and we have a huge team of more than nearly 100 therapists who deal with in all our centers. In the next 5 years, we want to be able to go to multiple cities in Tamil Nadu and beyond. We want to adopt newer technology like robotics, AI, and various other things, but also make sure that we use the technology which is affordable to patients.
And I'm happy with how things have progressed in the last 5 years, but there's still a lot needs to be done. Many doctors didn't know what to do after a patient recovers from an acute illness in the hospital. So once the awareness is there by the doctors, by the people and the patients, attendants and everything, last few years the growth has been phenomenal for HAMSA with the opening of more centers outside Chennai as well.
Pediatric rehabilitation is one of the new ventures that HAMSA has entered into in the last 1.5 years. The requirement and the challenges are very different in pediatric setup. We boast one of the best pediatric rehab centers with all therapists under one roof. In future, we want to set up multiple centers in all of our adult services and provide excellent pediatric care. The last 5 years has been the most challenging period for my family because I've been spending a lot of my time apart from my full-time practice into HAMSA. So I have to thank my wife, Dr. Vanilla, my kids, my parents, and the entire family who have supported me while I've been trying to achieve this growth. The next I have to thank is Kauvery Hospital, especially Dr. Chandrakumar, Dr. Manivannan, and Dr. Arvindan, who have really supported, encouraged, and trusted me in this journey. Because of the backup of this healthcare system, we've been able to grow slowly and steadily in a very good, positive way. Spine surgeon versus being an MD of HAMSA, my passion is towards my surgery, which I love. But I find that as an entrepreneur, which I became an accidental entrepreneur, and as an MD of HAMSA, I find it very interesting to meet the challenges of every day.